Qatar Airways is planning for further delays in the acquisition efforts of new aircraft, this time for its freighter division. Reporting by Air Cargo News highlights the group's efforts to develop its freighter aircraft fleet away from the upcoming 777-8F in the more short term, and this is driven solely by delays being experienced. Now, the expectation of a first delivery rather than in the next couple of years is going to be extended at least another 12 months, if not even further beyond that point. I've stated it several times, and I'm sure now you're more than aware, we can't necessarily hold anyone to firm timelines. The Doha-based group has made plans at the very least to mitigate some of the operational losses that will be experienced in the short term due to the delayed deliveries. The largest one is the confirmation in May that Qatar Airways would purchase 5 of the upcoming 777-200 LRMFs to support the cargo division, also working in as the launch operator. Mammoth Freighters, the provider of the converted freighters, also confirmed at this point that it had successfully completed an initial test flight for the 777-200 LRMF prototype freighter. The aircraft previously flew with Delta as N705DN. The unit delivered in March 2009, remaining in service until the COVID-19 pandemic, when we know that the US carrier made the difficult decision to retire its 777 fleet. While the first flight helped validate all the work that has been conducted thus far, it also demonstrated that the capabilities featured on this LRMF will help set the standard for future conversions, as at least on the 777, they become a lot more common. Freight conversions from passenger aircraft have always been present in our industry. However, for specific aircraft types, these conversions are expected to naturally increase in the coming years, and aircraft forecasting does suggest that we'll see an increased number of 777s that are going to be retired from passenger operations. This gives a lot of companies an opportunity unlike any other. That is the chance to not necessarily see these 777s head to the scrapyard and to exert just a little bit more life. For just because a plane finishes flying with an airline after, say, 2 decades doesn't mean it's ready to simply wind down the tools. Passenger to freighter conversions offer great opportunities for planes to extend their lives. More importantly, it provides valuable use to a freighter operator sooner than some other factory-built planes, especially upcoming factory-built freighters. In an era where there are quite a few amount of obstacles in developing next-generation types, conversions can, as seen with Qatar Airways, present a fresh opportunity to acquire capacity sooner rather than later, and also do so a little bit cheaper. Despite news that the 777-8F will be delayed, there is some positive progress. Cargo-Facts reported that Boeing has quietly commenced work on the initial framework of producing the first 777-8 freighter, part of the 777X family. The work does involve Boeing's closest suppliers manufacturing the components necessary for the first unit, including the wing and other elements, for eventual delivery to the plane maker for assembly. This development was then confirmed through an internal article shared with employees, marking a step in the right direction for the 777X program, which, as we already know, has encountered several setbacks in recent times. I'd love to hear your take down below in the comments. Not just the 777-8F delays, which we've already really known were going to happen, but how Qatar Airways are going to go ahead and mitigate this. Your thoughts on future 777 passenger to freighter conversions, and anything else in between on this subject. Thanks for watching, take care, and I'll see you tomorrow for your next industry recap.